What up? Big Herc916, positivity, motivation, chilling in the pool, man, and just reflecting on life and how life is just so unique in itself that a lot of times you think that why am I not over here, or why does something seem so out of touch? And in all actuality, everything's within reach. It's just how you perceive those things becoming within your reach. See, typically you think if I work harder, I will acquire more in the long run. And you equate working harder with physical labor. Therefore, you toil. You know, you're using your body, in a sense, to expend energy to, in exchange, create monetary gain. Other people equate that hard work with mental, where if they study longer, harder, they'll be able to figure things out, and through that, they'll be able to acquire more financially, accumulate wealth. And both are true. Both are true. But what nobody talks about is the spiritual aspect of all that. Being able to apply yourself spiritually and allow your spirituality to provide you with everything you need as far as what you envision yourself as your living standard. See, people think, oh man, if you're spiritual, you know, you shouldn't have anything material, blah, 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 blah. Well, material is only relevant to what you look at as far as being material. But if something is your norm, whether it's a big house or a little house or you know, multiple cars or one car or the bus or a bicycle, then those items, in perspective to the individual, any of those items could be considered material, but in the eyes of the person, it could just be their norm. It could be normal for somebody to walk around with $10,000 in their pocket, where for some people having, you know, $100 is like, oh my God, I got $100 in my pocket. So it's all in perspective. But once you elevate to that spiritual consciousness and you no longer let what you hear of the material world determine your norm, you will see that you will be blessed, and the things that have eluded you will just fall into your lap. Almost like, you know, by chance. You're thinking, oh my God, I'm so lucky. No, it's not luck. It's the fact that you've tuned into the universe and you understand now how things work on a level outside of the third dimension, because everything you want is actually in the fourth dimension. You just have to pull it down into the third dimension and, you know, tangibly take hold of these things. See, in order for something to actually manifest itself into your life, you have to truly feel that whatever it is you're trying to manifest is something that you can see yourself coexisting with. So if you truly don't believe that what you're attracted to is something you really want, you only want it because you've seen somebody else with it, then it's not going to really fall into your world. It could, but in all actuality, it's not something you want. You just want to acquire because you saw somebody else with it, and you think that by having that, it's going to make you like them. You got to find your own identity, and your identity is something that takes you taking the time to reflect and just do some deep thought on what your purpose is and who you are as a spiritual being, not just as a physical being. And the more detailed you are and the things that you want to surround yourself with, the easier it will be for you to acquire those things in this particular world. You ever had deja vu and been like, man, I've been here before, or this looks familiar? Well, those are things that you've had, maybe memories that were stored and then somehow blanked out, that you were able to recollect, but were always with you, but you didn't realize it. And that's what I mean by hustling in the fourth dimension. You know, people that do things for years and don't see immediate rewards, and you know, other people think they're crazy, whether it's, you know, inventing something that's going to be a game changer or writing something that's going to be the next bestseller. It takes a lot of, you know, people say discipline, but it takes more than that. It takes a lot of just understanding of who you are and what you're here for and what your purpose is, and belief in self and spiritual enlightenment. Because not everything that's rewarding is granted to you immediately. Some things, you know, there's a cycle to them. And when you start realizing, you know, how numbers work and how certain things take on certain, you know, certain energy or you know, passages, you'll see that you're actually on track. And most of the time, people stop right before they're about to have that big break, right around the corner, because they built up that energy, they built up that karma, man. And it's real. It's something that is inevitable when you're doing right, when you're doing something that's gonna further you in a positive way. It's no different than somebody who's doing negative, robbing, stealing, you know, beating people up. And, you know, people say, hey, man, you know, he's going to get what's coming. And sure enough, you'll hear about it, or, you know, someone will tell you, oh, so-and-so, this happened to so-and-so, man. And he wasn't even doing that that day, but he did a whole lot before that. So people think he was innocent because maybe at the time he wasn't involved in what he had previously been doing. But believe me when I tell you that this person had worked up some really horrible energy in the universe that was just waiting to catch up to him. And that's how it works. So a lot of times, you know, it's not as innocent as it appears. And then there's situations where you see people who seem to have done nothing wrong and bad things happen to them, and maybe it's because their spiritual journey was just that. It was on a timer, and it was just a cycle. And who knows, you know, what their plans were for their next cycle. And you know, it is what it was. It was a journey. And this is all of our journeys, and we have to learn to understand that journey. And the more we understand about that journey, the more rewarding it will be for us. So, you know, I just speak from the heart, man, and share what comes to me through, you know, through my vessel, and try to tune out as much negative as possible, because, you know, nothing happens overnight. You don't wake up one morning and decide to really go out and do certain things until, you know, you have to build up to that. You can't say, hey, I'm going to go to the NFL Combine, or I'm going to go rob a bank, or I'm going to go do this. You build up to that. And just like anything else, you have to build up your spiritual credits. And as you build those credits up, you'll see, man, your life will change, literally. Getting up and saying certain things in the morning, you know, it could be reading out of the Quran, the Bible, meditating, doing yoga, saying something positive, you'll see your whole energy and aura will change. I'm telling you, man. Mark my words. I did it in prison and it worked for me and it kept me out of a lot of shit. And so I try my best to share with you guys so that you can elevate yourself consciously and become better human beings, because we need more conscious human beings out here in the world so we can try to help guide some of these lost souls. Big Herc916.
Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.
Welcome to Vault TV. If you're fed up with paying cable companies and streaming apps too much money every month for limited content, then Vault TV is the solution you've been waiting for. Vault TV uses our innovative software to connect you with up to 17,000 live TV channels from over 50 countries worldwide. Watch up to 100,000 movies on demand, up to 5,000 TV shows with over 120,000 episodes, live sports, news, and so much more. Starting as low as $12.99 per month and no need for a cable guy to come to your home, it's never been a better time to make the switch to Vault TV. Save money and have the full freedom to control your home entertainment your way. Visit us at vaulttv.com and start saving money today.
What up? Big Herc916. I'm a really big car guy and I've been working with a lot of different brands doing sponsorship. Well, I recently got a sponsorship with Muscle Up car detail spray. Check out the link in the description. Man, this spray is the bomb and it works great on cars as far as the paint, the trimmings, but it also works great on wheels. Look how dirty these wheels are. Now I just had these powder coated black and they're pretty dirty, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray some of this non-chemical based detail spray on here so you can see how well it cleans these wheels. Give it a nice white, and I'm kind of doing it fairly fast so you can kind of see what's going on here. But man, it doesn't streak, and it's safe. It's safe for your wheels because it doesn't have any chemicals. So if you have powder coated wheels, or if you have a wrap, it's not going to damage your wrap, but it gets your wheels. I mean, man, this is something you can take with you, while you're going to car shows. You just got to make sure you use a clean microfiber rag. But take a look at that. I mean, wow, it really cleaned the wheels real well. And I still would have to go inside a little bit more, but just to show you, it does a great job and it doesn't streak at all. So, Muscle Up car detail spray, get you some.